Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, or good evening, or good morning for everyone who's watching at those timing. My name is Abdullah Umar Hermawan from Kuwait. And right here, as you can see today, I'll be showing you a little recipe I've tried only once making, called the Fatayer recipe. I'd probably make it again someday and show the preview or anything how it works though. Let's get to it. First off, let's talk about the ingredients. What you'll need is a cup of milk, a tablespoon of water, and a half cup plus 2 tablespoons of water. It's stated there. Read whatever you can. I just stated, so a half cup of oil, and then 2 tablespoons of yogurt, and then a tablespoon of instant yeast. Make sure you use instant yeast though. Don't use any other, else you'll screw up because we're making this quick. Also, a teaspoon of baking powder and 2 teaspoons of sugar. Oh, next one is salt. You need at least 1 tablespoon. You can add another quarter or a half tablespoon, but that's optional. Then the most important part for any kind of dough, bread or cake, you'll need all-purpose flour, at least 4 cups and a half. Lastly, these ones are for the fillings for these parts inside. Cheese, that's mandatory. You must use cheese. But you can choose not to use if you don't want to. And the last one is meat or any desired fillings for the inside. That's optional. Just for preview, this is how it looked like. So first off, step 1. Pour all of your ingredients that are liquid, like oil, milk, and water, inside a mixing bowl. You don't really have to mix it directly though. Just make sure to follow the right order because you'll need to dissolve them later. Sugar and salt, and then put the yogurt. Don't put all the powders, just sugar and salt first, then the yogurt. Mix them well a little bit, and then next up, mix them all properly with a whisk. You can use a mixer, but it's safer to use a whisk because it's a little bit liquidy and you don't need to do it for too long. Just mix it well until it's all mixed properly. Make sure you don't have those blobby stuff. And then bash in the flour and also the baking powder. Flour first, then baking powder. Mix everything well and let the dough puff a little bit. Just make sure you get rid of the lumpy blob stuff that's usually from the flour, those white thick ball one. That's step 3. Step 4, mix a mash, beat the dough. Well, after mixing, make sure it looks something like a donut dough or pizza dough, like this. And then you're gonna have to mash them with your hand. You can't use the mixer or the blender anymore, else you're gonna break the dough. Make sure it's textured like a dough, soft, and it has a shape. If the dough is still wet, you're not done. If it's too liquidy, you screwed up. Anyway, next we're done with the dough. We're straight directly to making the whole bread. So take a size, like a ball size, hand size, of the dough. Roll it around like a ball. Then smash it, beat it on any kind of roller or cutting mat. Then use a roller. Make sure you kind of make it look a bit like a pizza, but long, ovalish. And then put on the cheese on it, like this one here. Well, I recommend cheese the most because that's what it's supposed to be for. You can put anything else if you want. Or put meat, then cheese on top. It can be like pizza. And then step 6, roll and join the corners a bit like this. Leave the middle open. And make sure to pinch the corners a little bit so it secures the cheese inside. And you're done with making. Next, for the last step, bake it in the oven for at around 180 to 200 degrees Celsius for about 12 to 15 minutes. If you want it hard crust, make it 15. If you want it a bit crust, just a bit softy, keep it 12. Then Fatayer ready to serve. Oh, recommendation from me: best to enjoy it with tomato ketchup or hot sauce. Unless, if it's with meat. If it's with cheese, you can do that, or you can do something sweet. But I prefer something a bit saucy Oh, and it's good to be served with milk. And that's it. Thanks for watching and enjoy the Fatayer review made. Sarap.